Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on a video. Last time we were here, oh, what a coincidence. We were building this. This is a new cargo station that we have out in Walsenburg, and it's close to our level 5 ore industry, which is the other thing that we got going last episode on Monday. And yeah, very happy with that. Very glad to see that we have our second level 5 industry in place, which is very, very exciting. But what is in store for today's episode? Well, we are going to be building out a new town, or at least starting to plan out a new town, the town of Dunn, in the north. Now, we haven't done any towns in the north half of the map, mainly because we've been focusing on towns on the south part of the map lately. So I'm excited to get going on Dunn. And we'll also be looking at the metro lines. And the metro is going to become important because I want to bring the metro in an above ground fashion all the way out to Dunn. That'll be the end station for the metro. So I'm very excited for that. So let's hop out and talk about it. So here's what we did last time. Level 5 ore industry. We got this unique factory into, and I think it fits the area perfectly. And we got this kind of secondary cargo station, which is getting pretty used. I'm very pleased with the amount of cargo traffic that it's dealing with. So let us kind of talk about the map really quickly. So yeah, here's the map. We got Ordway, we got Walsenburg, we got the university, we got the downtown core, we got the sprawling suburban town of Prairie Station and Greenburg. But there's nothing really on the north side of the map. It's pretty blank, and I have lots of plans for it. And this is where we're going to be building out in Dunn. The reason why I'm choosing to build Dunn before we kind of expand out into this area is because I want to know where the metro line is going to be. The metro line is going to come through this area to get to Dunn, so I feel like placing down that right of way first is really important. Maybe we can also look at some regional roads soon as well in this area. That'd be really helpful for kind of planning the development of the zone as well. So let's look at the metros. The metros are going to be important for this. So if we go to our metro tab, which is right here, and then we go to this, and then we do this, we can see our metro lines. So previously we had a line running from here to Walsenburg, which will run to the airport. And this is one of the lines we're going to be talking about expanding, because we'll bring it through where it's a stadium, and then we'll bring it out over into here, and we'll join it with another line, which we'll talk about in a second. The next line is going to go from Hanover Heights through University Station, Arrow River Point Station, Downtown, Arena, Dedham Square, Greenburg, and then it previously went to Mackenzie Bridge Station, then Prairie Station, then Assiniboine Station. But I'm splitting it up right at Mackenzie Bridge Station into two. This is the first step of our stage 2, our grand transit plan. And this new line will go from downtown, Dedham Square, Greenburg, Mackenzie Bridge Station, and then it will hop right to Brownsville Crossing, where it will also terminate, and we'll have a bunch of buses shuttled to here. But that's stage 3. Stage 2 is this split up that we're doing right now, where we're going to have a line go from Assiniboine, Prairie Station, Mackenzie Bridge, and then this way. Eventually we'll bring out that line all the way up to Beaumont, but for now we are going to just kind of keep Assiniboine Station as the end station for this, and we'll bring it out this way where we will join it up with that other line. So pretty fun time with doing this. And let's take a look at Mackenzie Bridge Station, because I've changed up a few things. Mainly, I've got all the buses running out of a mini bus hub right beside it. They're attached to each other. It's convenient. There's a cut through right here to get to the main intersection. And I think it looks pretty nice. So let's look at the metro lines itself. So I've already kind of brought this one over. So Greenburg Station, perhaps I could tilt it a little bit to get a better angle here, but I don't mind the curve. I think it works. And then this one curves around these tunnels to go to Prairie Station, and then up to Assiniboine Station. So I just want to lead off this part of the episode by saying everything I'm about to do until we start building out over here is 100% going to change and be tweaked, because I don't want to spend too much time on this area because I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to play it out yet, where all the roads are going to be, the stations are going to move slightly. So yeah, just right away, I'm going to be moving stuff around. So let's take this underground metro station. And one area where I know I want a metro station is going to be in this bus station here, which I am also 100% going to move when we redo this bus station in the near future. We're going to redo it, make it look a lot nicer, you know, change up some cool aspects to it. So right now I just want to make it look somewhat like it fits in here. And I think that's okay for now. Again, for now. But let's bring this one right here. So let's make sure we're actually in tunnel mode. And I want to connect this line, and we're going to run it kind of on an angle right up into this area. So freeform, 180 degrees. Let's turn off node snapping. I think we're probably good if we click it in right there. And then if we go to this, 180 degrees from this point. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Let's get a nice clean curve into this station. So again, this is literally just going to be for helping people in Belmont get around for now. This area is going to get built up soon. The station will become more important than it currently is. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it out and over. And then just like that, I can definitely see us getting another station in here. So that is the first step. The next step is going to be coming from the stadium area. So this one leaves kind of the hospital district, which I'll rename shortly. I have a name, but I'm not going to focus on that today. So we have our bus hub here. We've got the central station. So this line goes all the way up to the airport eventually. So this is going to be really, really important in the future. But I don't know how we're going to approach the stadium yet. I don't know where the station's going to be on the stadium. I don't know the sizes we're going to play off. Whether or not there's going to be 2 stadiums. I don't know. There's so much still in the air for the stadium. So one thing I do know that I want to get is I want to get a station in here, obviously. So I think we're going to try to limit ourselves to having the station in this zone right here. However, this is actually a hill. So how we're going to play that out, not too sure yet. So let's go back to this view, 180 degrees. Let's bring it out to about right here. And then let's get it right to the other side of the rail line here, this rail trench. Then we are going to, let's go into freeform, run it right alongside of it, pretty much underneath it, underground, so it doesn't really matter, but we're using the right of way for it till about right here, where we are going to bring it to ground level. But you know what? Honestly, I think I'll just worry about getting this to be perfect off camera. So I don't want to waste too much of the time of today's episode. But just by simply moving it like this is going to really make a big difference. But we get the idea, right? So the metro is going to come from over here. It's going to have a station right around this side. And then we're going to swing it out. And it's going to run alongside here using the same right of way that we previously have established for the rail line. And then we need to rejoin these two areas here with another station. So ground level, or not a station, like a connection here. So we got that, And then let's go straight. Ground level. Let's actually go freeform. Let's bring it to about here. Oh, ground level. Make sure that that is the thing. Click home. I think there we go. And then let's upgrade this part to tunnel. Yeah, there we go. That's okay with me. Then I want to do a bit of sloping work on this area here. So I think that node needs to be there. And I think if we bring this one up to here, we should have a nice slope, 1.7%. That's pretty good. Hopefully that looks okay. Yeah, it does. Nice. Then we can now connect this one up. Oh, looks like I should have removed these trees and turn off problem tree anarchy. Oh, wrong way. So let's grab this one and freeform. And we are just going to, well, I suppose we could get this a little bit lower. And then I would love to get just a really simple connection, like a turnaround here or something. How are we going to do that? So if we needed to move trains from this side over onto this track, we need a way to do that. We could have the trains come right off of this into like a larger kind of turnaround here, and maybe this is where we have a service station or something. That'd be cool. So that's just, you know, in theory, trains would sometimes need to move around the stations, right? Move around between lines and whatnot. So that's kind of helping us establish that theme. So this is where we want one of the slopes to be. Whoa, the game's freezing up. That's the next one, and then I would love to bring it. Well, this is the ground level that we've established, right? So let's bring it to about here. 3%. Okay, and this one is much steeper, right? So maybe what we need to do is grab this node here and set it to the same height as that, and maybe that is where we need to, yeah, maybe it's this node actually. Yeah, so let's redo the sloping for the other one. We'll slope it from there, hold shift, and we'll slope it down to here. 1.8%, that's pretty good. And I think that gives us some pretty cool design here. And of course, we will 100% again change this up once we build up our municipal service station. Let's make sure that this is all sloped properly. There we go. And then easy enough, let's just grab the smoothing tool and just smooth everything out a little bit, especially between these areas here. All right, so the purpose of this is that this is going to give us a really cool opportunity to do express lines as well from done out this way, and we'll be able to use bypass stations and everything. It's going to be very fun, very different than what I'm used to, and we are losing a ton of cash. So I think I might have to raise taxes here until we get some more industry zones going. Let's see if we can do something like this. That's higher than I would like to. I like keeping all the taxes at 10 just for the sake of it being an even number. Okay, so then I want to run this right alongside it. So for the sake of making sure that it's easy and done exactly right, let us do this. Let's run a parallel line to about here. Click tab because we want it on the other side. And then I need to click plus and minus to move it a little bit, right? So let's move it slightly off of the grade, or this train line here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's click it in. Very cool indeed. Now it's exactly the same all the way through. Now we just need to connect it up. And what we really need to do is just adjust this node, but let's just connect this up. Oh, I was still in that mode. Connect it up, And then I'll just use move it here to realign this. There we go. So now we have an above ground metro line that goes all the way to here. And this is where we're going to actually turn off of this line here, off of this right of way. And we're going to curve it into Dunn Station. So we haven't even talked about what Dunn Station is going to look like. And boy, am I excited for Dunn Station. So let's take a look at the topography of Dunn now that we've kind of arrived out this way. So why is Dunn Station over here, but Dunn is over here? Well, look at the topography. It's pretty hilly. I was debating whether or not we were going to use one of these stations, like the Parallel Underground Metro Station or something, in Dunn, and we would bring the train line through and it would become a tunnel again, and then we'd have the main station inside of here, underground, to kind of stay at the grade. We'd slowly rise up at like 1.5% until we got to an appropriate grade level where we had the station. And yeah, that could be cool. But what I'm thinking Dunn Station is it's a station with a massive bus hub attached to it, where we'll have buses running from out of the map. All these other maybe small communities out over here will funnel into Dunn, where you have a park and ride and everything like that. It's gonna become a pretty big hub. And oh my goodness, what is with the taxes? Okay, so I guess we need to push taxes back down to 10%. Hopefully that fixes everything. Oh my gosh, where is everyone complaining? I do not see where the complaining is coming from. Probably because it disappeared. Okay, well, looks like we're kind of stuck with this, which makes sense why we need to really push our industries, I guess, as well. Okay, so lost my train of thought. So we need to make a really cool end station is pretty much it. This is also the flattest area of land in this whole zone. So let's make it even flatter. So we'll click that in, just kind of roughly bump it out a little bit, just so we get more space to work with. There we go. Then we'll funnel kind of buses and roads through here into the main old town of Dunn, and then also to the forestry industry over here, which I think we're going to split between the two, like having production over here and extraction over here or something like that. And then we'll also have the opportunity to develop a community around Dunn Station as well in the future, which would be really cool indeed. Okay, so what is the road that we're going to use for Dunn? The station that we're going to use for Dunn. Well, now that we have this kind of lined up here, I'm just going to place a road down. Let's clear these trees out of the way so we can kind of see what we're doing. And I have the perfect station in mind, and it is a train station. Unfortunately, it's a train station. Fortunately, we figured out how to do this in the past with the university station. This is the station I want. So we'll click it in right here like that. Why do I want this station? Well, I feel like this, of all the stations in the vanilla game, all the content creator packs, this one looks the most like a end station. It has the line split. It's really cool. However, there's one thing that's an issue. Sometimes, with the university station, if you recall, you can delete parts of this area. You can delete little segments of it. You see, we can delete that, whatever that is. If we can delete that, that's pretty cool. If we go all the way to the university station, we can delete the track in the middle, which allowed us to place a new track down. So we can't do that here. There's no option. I've tried everything. I don't know how. BOB doesn't work. At least from my knowledge, it doesn't work. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into the trams tracks. And I have these station tracks downloaded because of our other stations that we have. And this one fits absolutely perfectly over top. So we'll do that. Then just going to grab move it. We're going to do this. Set everything to the same height. There we go. Look at that, it works. One thing we do need to do though, for my playtest of developing the station, we need to remove that node in the middle. So here we have it, an end station. So now we just need to position it in an appropriate manner. Now, do we want this whole thing to be facing this way? For example, do we want it to be facing this way? And I think this way is going to be the most fun direction because it will be facing done. Like you'll be able to stand on your rooftop deck or something and done, and you'll be able to look down at the station and be like, darn, that is one cool looking train station hub situation we got going on in this town. So we're gonna run it to about right here, and we're gonna kind of bump it right into the hillside a little bit. Maybe leave a bit of room so we can bring a road or something behind it. But we're gonna focus on lining up the tracks fairly well, pretty good, to about right there. And I think having this kind of built into the hillside, like having this stylized station, looks pretty neat, and I think it plays well with the area as well. So let's grab now the metro line. Now this was also one of the tricky things, is we needed to make sure that the metro actually, or the metro line actually connected up with the right track. And there's only one way to find out, and that is to literally just do a test line, which I was thinking about just doing by hand with another station, but let's bring it all the way out to here. Now, do we get a line? We do. Okay, so it looks like we did it. That is really good. So I'm just gonna right click there, so we actually removed it, and then I'm gonna grab this stop. So let's take a look at the metro line. Metro line 4. Don't have a name for it yet. I guess we gotta zoom all the way out to here to see it. We have 5 trains on it. It's 150 people each. Let's start off with that, why not? And it's gonna be really cool to see. Takes this nice sharp turn here. All right, so a couple more things before we get going on the town. Let's realign this for height. That's where we need the train station at. This is where we need the next grade at. So, you know, there is some sloping that we're gonna need to fix. And that's really cool because we could actually get a tunnel underneath here or something. We could bridge the metro line. Let's actually do that right now so that we don't forget, because I really like that idea. All right, so hopefully we start seeing that come in soon, which is very cool. And yeah, there we go, done station. Very neat indeed. We can even BOB this station. There we go. And we can bring in some new trees. We got green tree, which are these ones here. We could bring in the trees, the themed trees of the build. So like we get the young lindens in here, and then we put these yew trees. We can grab the live oak. There we go. See how that looks? Yeah, very cool. Very cool indeed. I love this station. Okay, so now let's talk about connecting up the town, building up the town. This is going to be the trickier side of things. So this is how we have this connected up. So this is a main road, and this is actually a secondary road which runs all the way out to here, which will be kind of like our main forestry industry access. So gonna be wary of this over here, because there's no way to get up directly from this corner here up into this town. So we gotta look at access points into the town. So this is one of them. We can bring a road into here. I'm thinking the town's gonna be on this plateau, and then here's another one right down in there. So let's focus on this one first. Let's grab just a normal road. Let's go ground level. And right at this point right here, let's kind of follow the topography line that we're on. And we can bring this right into the town. Now let's look at this area over here. Oh, it's not as easy as I was expecting it to be. Okay, very cool. So that is kind of the main connection of the town. Perhaps when before all the highways were built, perhaps this was the main road over top of this area. Maybe all this didn't exist, and then we had a path running from over here, perhaps through the rail line area, like an old highway, an old road. Maybe it connected up into here, and that would be a really cool idea to kind of follow, wouldn't it? I kind of like that idea. So why don't we go with a national road? Actually, let's go back to here. Let's see, because this is pretty flat, but then we get really hilly again. It would make sense that there would be an old road that would run alongside the rail tracks, right? But let's start off with, let's just go with the country road. Why not? Okay, it looks like we're actually going to need to smooth this area out first. And then we'll swing this down like so. And can even bring it right in like this. All right. And then this one here can run right alongside the rail line like that for quite a long time. Now, I'm not going to commit to anything else because I was planning on doing stuff out this way, so I want to make sure that we can actually get this in place still. So for now, we'll just leave this road as a bit of a dead end. But oh my gosh, this gives us some cool opportunities here, and it gives us a reason why this road used to be here as well, which is really important. And then so that road then connected up into here, which was then an access point into this kind of rapids area, which would make sense for, you know, at the pre-industrial age, before this was dammed. You'd probably need to portage across onto this side if this were rapids or something like that. So natural choke point in the river. It makes sense that a town would appear up on this area. So there we go. We got kind of the reasoning for the main town, the main road here. We have the newer roads connecting up. Now we need to figure out a way of connecting up this main town with the station. This was always going to be the trickiest part. We're going to have a very basic grid off of this road here. So let's choose a center point of it. Looks like this road is probably the best bet. Whoops. Let's actually delete this and go from about right here to there. There we go. Let's grab that road again and just straight road right to here. Fantastic. And then let's go back to the topography. So we see the middle. Yeah, this is where we're going to have kind of our main grid off of for the town. So there's a couple options here. This can become the main highway where people can then skirt off at some point. We have a fairly gentle slope down into here. That could work. If we follow this kind of terrain line, we could come right off of this main town, swing down along the cliffside here, and then come gently down all the way into here. That's probably gonna be the best bet. So we can do that. And we'll see how we can actually get this. Topography. And I'm choosing the path with the longest slope. Right up to here. And then up to here. And we'll swoop up to about here. And then let's go with a better curve. Like that. All right, so this will need to be at the same height as that to avoid any accidents. And this slope is fine. So this intersection is gonna be interesting, but let's get the slope right. Let's start out from here, bring it all the way down to here. Let's check that out. So, you know, there's pretty steep events here, but I think by leveling this out, we'll be able to have a fairly decent slope, 6.1%. So again, this is pretty steep. I don't think any trucks would go down here, but I think we're still good on a truck slope. I forget what it is, the exact slope percentage that a truck can go down, but I think we're pretty good on the matter. All right, and then this can become like a more modern area for development. Like modern stores, some transit-oriented development as well. All right, so we have a nice big cut through here. I'm not going to really disturb it too much, but what I want is I want to bring the hill back into here. So this is the main intersection of the town. Let's grab this again. And then there's another plateau over in here, which is acceptable to build on. And then out over into here. But this, I think, is going to be a bit more of the industry part of the town. But we need a road out into here from the town. So this is where we can have a nice access point. So we can swing right. Well, we can go to about here, and then we can curve it out this way. We'll try to follow this topography line as best we can. And we need to figure out these grids, I guess. I think that's probably the next step. Because I'm just gonna use the same road for now for everything. Because we've got to figure out, define kind of the borders of this area here, right? So that's 8 units. If we go out 8 units, we stay within the same kind of plateaued area. And then if we start going up the hill over here, which is fine. I think I'm going to redo some of these connections, but mainly I'm looking at how we're going to connect this up, right? So we can connect it up pretty much right into this main road here. Or we could swing it in like this. I actually just think it's probably best if we connect it up right about here. Like that. That's probably best. And then this one over here. And then this is going to be a nice plateau area for some forestry production. So this is kind of the main road into, for the people working here, are living here, to go to work out over here. So I think that kind of works. And then what we can do is we can bring this up like that. Okay, very cool. And then we have kind of our next access into here. Now I'm going to leave this connection here for sure, because I like this one a lot. And I suppose we could try and get kind of a competing grid out over here now. And then I wonder how much of a difference this is going to be for height. This is where I would want the next grid, but we need to start curving up the hill, I guess. So in a way, we could just do something simple like this, connect it up. And then we'll connect these guys up right here. Actually, this one can come a bit farther. We'll bring it down. So we're on a bit of a hill at that point. All right, it's looking good. I think this area could be a cool spot for the school or something like that. But definitely want a connection there, so we're good there. This is probably where I want the next. Oh, don't like that connection. So pretty much what I'm doing is we're trying to keep the grids as clean as I can. So it's this side here that's actually the messed up part. Because right in the main town, I really want to make sure that the grids are as clean as they can be. The rest of it doesn't really matter. Ah, that's okay. All right, so let's go back to here. And now we made this one like a pretty key feature, so I think we'll have to leave it. So we can bring this one out to about that point, bring it over. And then over on this side, we can then change up the grid size. Very good. Let's get the topography back on and let's continue some road building. So I guess this one we can bring right through. Same with this one. And I think this is the start of a pretty cool little town here with a main kind of access point into a more modern area of the downtown. Which I think we're going to need to get a connection from this station under or over the rail at some point into the theme park. So I think we're going to leave this side for sure. But I guess we need water and power, but I think power we got taken care of already. So let's bring this road right down to here by the rail line. I guess it would probably be on the other side actually, if theoretically we were running a water line right beside the rail line. So let's start off building the town. I think first things first, well not, I guess really the first thing first is we should probably make sure that we have the right lanes through here now that we've got the road planned out, but we'll do that later. Let's get the zoning kind of done. I'm going to pause the game because I want to get a few things done first. Done. Let's do this. So we're going 3 on either side here. So I've already made the town have a couple policies on it, and some of those policies are the vanilla zoning, and then it has yeah, I think that's okay. High-rise ban in case we ever decide to do something like that. It has schools out, and what else? Tax relief for low density residential, and schools out, and the forestry industry service as well. So now that we got that in place, that's where we're going to have our commercial. Let's get some residential in here. Okay, so got the preliminary zoning down, sorry. Let's go through the order. So we got power already. We don't need to really work on that. We have water and sewage. I think we're good on water and sewage. Yeah, we are. But you know what? Let's actually get a water tower out this way. It's a pretty cool spot for our water tower. So it needs to be elevated. We're pretty elevated. Let's get the main kind of water tower over in here. Could make a fun little park out of it. So I know I place a water tower down in not the best spot off camera, so hopefully this will kind of help with that. Also help with the water pressure as well in real life. I think this would probably be up here a little bit more in real life because of the height, but I'm worried about getting close to some of the industry we had planned. Okay, so water industry area. So let's get a post office in here. Let's pause the game. Let's find a nice little zone here for the post office. Let's place this post office right here. And I'm just going to take a quick pause. So we got the post office in. We're going to need some garbage out this way, particularly the waste transfer facility. So I don't know where I'm going to place it. I'm definitely going to place it in the processing area. So I'm just going to place it down over here for now, just so that we can move it down the line when we actually like build up the forestry processing area. So yeah, there we go. Don't have anything from the forestry industry yet. So we need healthcare now. And should we go with this one? I think we should go with this one. I really like the look of this one. Oh, some building just went right up in there. Maybe we can have this one over right here. That makes sense. Okay, so we got that, and then let's look at fire. So this is actually something that I'm really keen on. Using these historical fire stations. So I'm thinking, so while this is, yes, a fire station, I'm thinking instead what we do is we make this the town hall. So we place this down. It's a historic building. Done town hall. And the reason is because, I mean, it looks like an old style town hall, right? Maybe it's one of the original buildings that's still remaining in the area. And I think it looks really cool. I wonder if we can grab some detailing. Oh, you know what? This is actually, I guess we're out of the zone for the surface painter. Yeah. So I need to figure out how to fix that. I think there's a new one, but I didn't actually look into it for this episode. So no surface painter, no concrete out this way. Oh no. So we'll have to detail this up in the future. So let's do that. Looks like we're gonna have enough space around the building, but let's make sure that we do by kind of doing that. Okay, so we got the town hall in place. That's awesome. We could also grab the police version of it and then place another historic building like right in here or something. And this can be the historic kind of center of the area. Oh, you know what? This building needs to rotate. There we go. Very cool. So I think we might need to do a couple of maneuvering. Some maneuvering, sorry. Let's move this one over into here. And then we'll place this right there. Remove this. Yeah, so now we have kind of this main intersection here, and then maybe we can figure out something for this side. Okay, so that was healthcare, fire, police. Technically we did that, so we're good there. If we go into death care, we needed some death care, right? So let's go with the small church. Hey, maybe that can go right here. No, let's move this right there. Why not? It's a great spot for it. All right, so that is healthcare and death care, but in order to kind of help with the matter, let's get a crematorium as well. So how about we place this over here? All right, childcare and elder care. This would be an interesting spot for that. Why not? Why not? We're gonna need a school at some point, right? So let's get the school in first, and then we'll think about that. So the sauna, a building that I really like placing down in these builds. So let's place that down. I'd love to get it on the other side, to be honest. So let's plop that down like that, and then just move it right in like so. Okay, very good. And let's see if we can get that residential building back. Nice, I hope it comes back. Okay, so that's healthcare. So let's look at education now. So school. So, this is probably a company town, kind of like a town that kind of grew up with the forestry industry in the area. So should we get an old elementary school or should we get a new elementary school? And I feel like a new elementary school is probably the way to go. So let's go with this one. Let's place it right there so that the parking is along a corner. And then we need a park. So we could do a couple options here. We could go into the parks DLC here and grab this playground. Kind of bring it right in. You know what? No, I don't like that one. Let's go with just the normal basic small playground. Or do we even need it? Can we get away with just going with a fence for this one? So I'll grab the forestry fence, just because it is my favorite fence to use for elementary schools. There we go. And then why don't we grab just a couple trees? How about that? Yeah, that looks nice. Well, I think that's all we really need. One more. Yeah. So we got an elementary school. Should we get a high school in this town? Yeah, I don't know. I think we might get a high school in the more modern area, and we'll have to bus people in or something. Because I just don't think the high schools... The theme of the high school really works over here. We could get a high school back in here or in here. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about the high school for the theme of this town. Okay, so we got everything here. We don't need anything else. We do need a bus, though. So let's get a bus. And we're going to run a couple buses. So we're going to run a bus which goes from here into the town, right to there. And then it's going to run all the way down here to here. And then we're going to turn it around. But we'll fix the bus line down the road. Literally. And then we'll get a couple stops down here. Another one. And then this one's going to swing up this way, where we will have it go out in this direction to the forestry area. But just for right now, I'm just not going to worry about that because I don't want it to mess too much up. So there we go. So we got the one bus line. I think that's all we really need. A shuttle that goes from the station through the town into the forestry area and back. So there we go. Let's actually just name it then. So it's going to be bus line something, right? 48. So it's going to be called the Dun Line. And it's going to be a biofuel bus, of course. And then let's make it green. All right. So there we go. We got the buses. Anything else through here? Well, we could get a taxi depot in a more industrial area, which would help out, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I think we're good on this. Oh, gotta have a dog park, right? So why don't we have a dog park up in this area? That would help with the land value. And, oh, we definitely need a gas station at some point as well. I think I have a couple more gas stations. Yeah, I got a couple of these gas stations. And gas stations aren't something that I've added in too much, but there's something that I've been meaning to do like a build with in the future. So we can get some gas stations over here. I think we'll definitely need to get the surface painter out this way. So that's a really good spot for a gas station. I like that. All right, so I think parks are really the only thing left in the area to really fill in. So we can get the small playground, which we have one over here kind of with the school. So why don't we get one out over this way? There we go. And then we'll zone this block up. Oops. Might as well zone this one up as well. All right, fantastic. So any unique buildings in the area? Well, maybe, but I'm not too sure yet. I think really the theme of this town and like the specialty of this town is going to be the fact that it's a forestry town, right? So maybe we even get some of maybe this out here or something like that, like a neat like camping area or something like that. That'd be cool. But this is too much of a residential area for that. I think this area is probably set then. I don't think there's any unique buildings that we need out this way. Oh, maybe the aviation club could go out in this kind of part of town. That'd be cool. Maybe over here. If it's flat, of course. Yeah. All right. Could maybe squeak in one of these buildings. Oh, maybe another one of these historic buildings. Oh, I like the look of this one. See if there's any smaller ones as well. Oh, this one's smaller too. This one would fit perfectly right here. Let's do that. We'll delete this. And remove that. Wow. Okay. You know what? Let's make this whole block like some of this stuff. Seaside resorts. So if we go back to here, that's a bit much, I think. Place this one right here, maybe. It's pretty cool. Is there another smaller one? No, I think we're running out of the small ones. So maybe we ran its course. Maybe this can remain a commercial zone or something. But yeah, you know what? I think this looks really cool. So you know what? I think this is where we're gonna call it, folks. So we made the town of Dunn. We have the metro line to the downtown core from here. Can we spot a train coming in? Yeah, look at this. Is anyone using it? Yeah, you know, I think there's a lot of people using it, especially right through here. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's right downtown, though. But yeah, hope you liked today's episode, folks. Let me know what you think. On the next episode, we'll continue out this way. So have a wonderful day. And how about a view like that? Peace out.